Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Okay, you guys. This morning I am heading to my neurologist appointment. Finally, it's been almost let's see, about 4 months since I seen him. Well, since January. So now I'm due to see him again, and it's been a long awaited time. So much has happened. So much craziness. So much just health issues have occurred since between then and now, and I'm in between in my feelings about seeing him because of I was told that he has the information of when I had that around September. I had that epilepsy episode, a very small one. So I don't know what he wants to do. If he put me back on the medication, if he's going to try to do surgery. I don't know. There's a lot of things I can tell him about with my blood, and then with the stomach disorders, and what the GI doctor has said. My mind is just kind of just spinning like a whirlpool right now, wondering what is he going to say, what our conversation is going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to be able to record it because he's not the type that he likes having the camera in there, and I have to respect everybody's boundaries, wishes, and rules. So if I could audio record it, I might be able to do that. I don't know. I'll just kind of play it by ear. If not, I'll just give you guys the information once everything is done. So it's a very early morning. Right now it's maybe 30 minutes until 9 o'clock. It's kind of an overcast kind of day. Look and for yourself. Traffic is doing this thing as always, and I have a lot of support this morning, which is amazing and awesome. My hubby was able to leave work early to try to come because he worked early this morning, and then he worked last night, got off this morning, came home, did his thing, changed clothes, and able to take at least half the day off with me and then go back to work. So thank God for that. I'm so grateful. Also, my dad, he had an appointment on yesterday because he was diagnosed with carpal tunnel, and so he had to get 2 shots in his hand. So today he was home resting, and I didn't even know he was home until I see him in the kitchen. But he has decided to come with me to my appointment. He and my mom both. So we left early to be there on time. They were just waking up. Which technically, you get there on time. My doctor is not going to get in the room until maybe in about 40 minutes once we arrive, because it just goes like that. He'll send in a student to do the testing and see what's going on with me, see about my walking, ask me a whole bunch of questions, just to get me set up and started, and it gives him an easier head start when he comes in the room with the information that they've collected from me. So they have well enough time to get themselves together and still be on time way after 9 o'clock. So hopefully you guys are having a great start to your Wednesday. If not, guess what? Like I say, there's always tomorrow. And salute to the hubby.
Good morning, how are you?
All right, you guys. So like I say, it's definitely overcast kind of Wednesday. I'm not sure if it's going to rain. Maybe not. Maybe it will. I don't know. It said 10% chance, but you know the weather always has a mind of its own. It might not. But I will definitely talk to you guys a little bit later. All right? Here in the room, the emergency house. Definitely waiting on the student doctor right now. Yes, hubby. Okay, so now we have already left the appointment. Very eye-opening, very stressful. I don't want to start crying. It's a lot. It really is a lot. My dad came, so I was very happy to see him. My mom didn't come because she was very tired. My mom is my way to show appreciation when somebody's about to die or crazy things in life happen. Every day they're alive, just give them thanks and honor and appreciation for all the sacrifices and things that they do. Just make them happy because they do what they gotta do to make you happy. So, like I say, a very stressful and annoying visit. Not too bad, but it's just so many things that go into the appointments that you sit there for a long time, and it literally just weighs on you emotionally, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Just so many things have occurred and conversations. So my dad was able to ask questions, so did my husband, so that was a good thing as well. One of the things that we talked about was, well, a lot of things that we talked about was the medication. If I don't want to do the Vagiopure that I'm taking, I can do the once a month medication called, it's an infusion called Tasabri, which I was not looking forward to that because there's a risk of PML, which is a deadly brain infection. But he told me that I would benefit from it because it's much stronger. There's more side effects that can happen from it, but I wouldn't be allergic to it because I do not have the JCV virus, which I would be able to take the medication. So he said that would be a good option for me to be able to have. I'm due to have an MRI coming up very soon. The doctors haven't called a schedule before, but he said in the computer he seen that he put it in for them to call me, that they haven't done it yet. So I don't know if it's going to be next week. It'll probably be sometime in May. Don't know exactly when, but it'll be coming up soon. So we went to Walmart to get my medication. All of this is medication. This is ridiculous to live like this. This is just nuts. Now we have come to Taco Bell to get something to eat.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, may I have the number 6 combo?
What's your drink?
A Sprite with no ice?
Yeah, Sierra Mist, is that okay?
Yes.
Number 6 with a Sierra Mist, anything else for you?
That'll be all. Okay, so I'm home, as you can definitely see. Hubby has left to go back to work. Unfortunately, he could not stay, but like I said before, I'm just grateful that he was able to come for that duration of time. We was there for almost 3 hours, and normally that's the just a regular routine of how long it takes to be at my neurologist doctor appointments. You know, you get there, you take your blood pressure, take your weight, sorry, the sun in the background. They do all of that, and then they have a student to come in and ask you questions and to do some exercises with you, and also to test your flexibility and your mobility, like also eyesight and things like that. And that takes about 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on if my doctor has way too many patients and he's overbooked, and sometimes a person's appointment can go a little bit longer. So they're in there just doing their job of preparing you before my neurologist. But I definitely will get back to um, what happened. Look, still have the happy birthday sign from Sunday for my dad. Just ready to eat Taco Bell. Done with that. And I also had some cheesecake, which is my absolute favorite. Ooh, oh, so good. Heaven. Yes. Okay, you guys. So, as I was saying, I don't exactly remember where I left off at while discussing the appointment with the doctor, but I will try my best to get back where I left off at and try to say remember as much as I possibly can. Okay, so as I was saying that the visit went long. It was stressful, enlightening, and all of the crazy range of emotions and above. I think I was saying one of the things that we discussed was the medication called Tysabri, which is some information about this right here. That is a once a month infusion, so technically just saying every 4 weeks, every 28 days. Right now I am on the once daily medication pill called Obagio. And that's a major reason why I wear the mask, because it definitely has my immune system compromised. So going out in public, being around my family, being around strangers is totally unnerving. Is not easy, but I've learned to manage it, to do what I gotta do to protect myself. It's so aggravating to deal with, especially when you deal with the effects of people hugging you and kissing you, and you don't want to offend people, and sometimes people look at you like you're crazy because they don't understand. Their first assumption is, oh, she might have HIV, or oh, she might have AIDS, and it's constantly trying to explain to people over and over and over, you're more of a threat to me than I am to you. And if a person doesn't know, then it's my job to educate them and to help them to understand what is going on with me. And if they don't want to be educated, guess what? It's not my problem. But at least you know that I'm not contagious. Okay? So we discussed the option of the Tysabri, because he said that would be the only other medication that he feels that I qualify for. He told me of a bunch of medications that we can try if I wanted to take a shot at it. But he said when he tested me about a year and a half ago, he seen that I was negative for the JCV virus. And for a person that may be positive, taking the Tysabri would not be an option for them unless the doctor just really thought, that the benefits outweigh the risk. In my case, the Obagio is helping to a certain extent. The side effects are super aggravating and horrible to deal with. And any medication, like here not discussed, there's always the risk of outrageous side effects. Depressing and frustrating to say, oh, if this not working, I could just quickly switch over to this, and then you got to have in the back of your mind, but what if this happens with this medication, this side effect, this and that? It's not cool, and that's more pressure that you're putting on yourself to try to make a healthy decision without being overwhelmed or stressed. So when I go to see my nurses tomorrow to do my infusion, I will be accessed tomorrow. I'm not accessed today because I had it in over the weekend and they took it out Monday, and I only go to have my infusions done on Mondays and Thursdays. So I would be re-accessed again on tomorrow, and there I would be able to have the blood work done that he's looking forward to see if if the JCV virus is still 0, and if it has gone up, then maybe we'll have to switch or think about something else. But if it's still 0, and when I go and see him back in August, if I want to switch, then I can. Other than that, just stick with what I have and go on with that. Also, we talked about the blood issue that I've told you guys about because of the crazy double shot side effect that I've had, where I have been bleeding ongoing, nonstop, all day with this side effect of the medication. So I told him about my visit on Monday, where I talked to my OBGYN, and I don't recall the medication. There's something with progesterone and estrogen to try to open up the vaginal walls as much as possible to try to slow down the rapid bleeding, because she does not want to do surgery. And if not, if push comes to shove, then that'll be an option. But she says that medication is a pill you take 3 times a day for 7 days, for a week, and that's it. Anything beyond that would increase the risk of a blood clot, which I do not want to face that at all. I just got the prescription today as I left the appointment, so I will read all the information, the package, once I open it, and take that later. Not right now. I'm very tired.